Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Happy Bringling. Welcome to our virtual show for the much anticipated talk on Billion Dollar Dream. We are thrilled to have you all join us today as we embark on a journey that redefines the way we invest in the future. Today, we are not just talking about investment opportunities, we are here to unveil a groundbreaking initiative that empowers you to shape your own path to success, to create your very own financial masterpiece. Funding the next 100 unicorns of India is not just a platform for investment, it's your canvas to book a ticket to this multi-trillion dollar economy, which is India, which is going to help your unique vision for financial growth and prosperity. We believe that every individual has a potential to become a trailblazer in the world of investment. With this DYU NFT $1 billion fund, you will be able to fund the next 100 unicorns of India and get a gateway to book a ticket to a multi-trillion dollar economy with the lowest ticket size, with principal protection and easy liquidity options. We aim to democratize the investment landscape, providing you with the tools, guidance, and resources to craft your own success story. This is not just another investment opportunity. This is going to be something truly exceptional. With lowest ticket size, principal protection, and easy liquidity fund, you can now unleash your creativity and diversify your portfolio and set your financial goals on a path to extraordinary achievement. At the core of Fund the Next 100 Unicorns of India lies the spirit of empowerment and innovation. We are dedicated to fostering an environment where your ideas can flourish, where your financial dreams can become a reality. Your investment journey with us is not just about numbers, it's about the potential to make a meaningful impact on your future and the world around you. So join us today in the groundbreaking venture. Let us help you pave the way for a future that is not bound by conventional limits. Let us together help entrepreneurs to design their unicorn that will carry us to the new heights of financial success and fulfillment. Now, with this, I would just want to introduce the very eminent guest today who is going to work with us to design a future where our financial aspirations knows no bounds, with a billion-dollar dream of funding the next 100 unicorns of India. Welcome, Mr. Gaurav, CA Gaurav VK Singhvi, and I'm really excited to have you on the platform today of Billion Dollar Dream as part of our 21 minutes Bringle Talks. Now, before I start with this journey and introduce about yourself, I would want a little bit you to talk about. Can you share about your background and experience as an investor, especially in the startup ecosystem? And if you have already invested in startups before, while I know that you have and actually invested in, I was just reading it out, around 120 startups so far. But if you can just highlight some of your successful investments and any notable exits which you have done so far.
So hi everyone, and I'm quite happy and excited to be part of this, this event and this talk show. So, Mr. Jain, first of all, wanted to really congratulate you and wanted to really, be part of this journey of funding that another 100 unicorns. I think this is very exciting. And when you are asking me about, what was my journey as an investor, so I was an investment banker, and from an investment banker, I decided to be an startup founder. And when I start being a startup founder in 2013, and for about 2 years, I struggled. I did, whatever I can do. But as a chartered accountant, I was a great chartered accountant. But I found out one thing, that I'm not a great innovator. I'm not somebody who understands technology very well. So the thing which coined, is either you innovate or you invest in innovation. So basically, wealth is created by way of innovation or by investing in innovation. So that was my journey, and in last almost about 8 years, I've invested in 110 companies. Some very good notable, exits I've got. I've got the exit in Bharat Pay, which was my, which was the first investment for, I was one of the first few on the cap table of Bharat Pay, and then Beardo, Innovate, Find, multiple other companies. I've got up till now 17 exits, and it's been a very, very exciting journey up till now.
Thank you so much, Gaurav. I think this is such a wonderful, kind of work which you have done. And Bharat Pay is one of the most spoken, startup in the ecosystem, and that is really, really, wonderful. Which you have kind of actually invested in that and taken a benefit. Now, before we move forward, let me introduce CA Gaurav VK Singhvi, a business strategist, a serial entrepreneur, super angel investor, startup mentor, and a community creator. Gaurav's journey began from the corporate world, transitioning into an angel investor where he has mentored over 20 aspiring entrepreneurs and invested in 110 plus startups. And I think this number is now 120 plus in successful investments. Gaurav is the co-founder of V Founder Circle, a global, which is a global community of 11,000 plus angel investors. And I remember Gaurav, being actually traveling to more than 60 cities in Indian cities, even in tier 2 and tier 3 cities, to build this ecosystem of angel investors, where he actively drives growth in the startup industry with over 120 plus successful investments. Gaurav has been consistently delivering incubation as well as innovation, apart from mentoring startups across the country, not just in tier 1 cities, but tier 2 and tier 3 cities as well. He has been living his commitment to making India a vibrant startup nation. At Avinya Ventures, a SEBI-regulated early-stage venture capital fund, he supports innovative startups and fosters an environment of cutting-edge solutions. His involvement with Invest.com, a tech-enabled platform, showcases his dedication to creating an inclusive technological ecosystem. And I must say, Gaurav, Invest is a really good platform, and we are really happy to have Design Your Unicorn $1 billion fund on your platform, apart from onboarding our own startups, investment cohorts onto this Invest platform. So really wonderful platform, Gaurav.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you for your support.
Now, and I think it's just not over. I'm just reading it out again and again. With EvolveX Accelerator, he discovers and supports aspiring founders from the very beginning stages, empowering them and ensuring they have opportunities at every step of their startup journey. Gaurav is also the National Director of Corporate Connections India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, a global community of successful business entrepreneurs with 400 plus members in India. He is the executive director of BNI as well, which is Greater Surat chapter, the fastest growing chapter in the member count with 2,200 plus executive members in 1340 regions, and the fastest growing region in the world out of the 79 countries where BNI operates. Congratulations, Gaurav. Gaurav heads Gaurav Singhvi Ventures, a family office investment entity which provides a funding platform for the budding entrepreneurs for their startup ventures. He's also the founder of Financial Supermarket, an India-focused 360-degree financial advisory group. Balancing his professional achievements, he prioritizes personal growth through reading, meditation, and globetrotting. His multifaceted contributions establish him not only as an eminent figure, but also as a true driving force, constantly pushing boundaries and creative positive change. Wow, Gaurav, this is not, I think this is just a start, and seeing your exceptional journey moving from a corporate life to an angel investor, to an entrepreneur, and, to a venture capitalist now. It's such a phenomenal journey. And I remember, my journey when I lost my job in 2013, almost, it's just completing 10 years ago, 10 years now. And that is one of the reasons we are actually building up this platform to help people to come out of their jobs which they probably don't like, or they want to have more of financial freedom, and how they can invest in startups with experts like you, with the people like you who could support them on that. So with this, I would like to ask you a second question, Gaurav.
Please.
What is your investment philosophy? Are there any specific instruments or any kind of aspects which you kind of invest, or industries or sectors you would prefer to invest? How do you evaluate them and select investment opportunities? And what criteria are most important to you when you consider an investment? Because, and think it from a perspective that a new angel investor may be interested to invest in startups. What are the things they have to take care of?
So, Mr. Jain, what I do, I follow a philosophy of three P's.
Okay.
The three P is basically a promoter, product, and potential market. So whenever I come across any startup, I look at the promoter, the founder. And when we talk of the founder, normally two things are very important: two tangible and two intangible. So practically speaking, tangible things are knowledge and experience. Intangible things are passion and attitude. The
Mhm.
interjunction of this, because whenever you meet any person and you ask what is one thing which you want in the founder, the ability of a founder to make an idea a million or $1 billion company. That's important. Where from that ability comes? Ability comes from interjunction of all of these four things, which is knowledge, experience, passion, and attitude. So that's one very important thing. Then comes the product. So we are very clear that the product should be a painkiller. It should not be a vitamin. It should be something which is solving a real problem and not something which is just a vitamin or somebody can take or somebody can't take it. That's okay. And when we talk of a potential market, country like India, where almost about 140 crore people are there, if you are building something for only 1 or 2 million people, it doesn't work that way. You need to have at least, you are building something for at least 50 million people or 5 crore people. That's the objective. If you are doing that, then it's good. So practically it's a interjunction. The decision, it comes from these three things: that how's the founder, what's the product, how easy it is, what kind of a problem he's solving, and whether that particular problem has a potential market, or how large the problem is, how big the
True.
problem is. That's there. And when you talk of the sector, because you asked in your question about the sector, we are an opportunity investor. We are not a sector specific investors. I've not seen, because in early stage, yeah, unless otherwise you are some pharma company and then you have a mandate, or you are a chemical company, or you are an engineering company where you wanted to just build that sectoral companies, that's another thing. But apart from that, in India, in every sector there are great opportunities, and we are opportunity investors. We don't want it to bias ourselves with any sector, and that's what is our investment philosophy.
Wow. I think before we go back to, I would want to come back to the technical questions. I just want to kind of go back to your probably earlier history, or, your start of the journey on that. And it is more to related with specifically to the new investors who would like to invest in startups and why they should look for that. So from the motivation perspective, what motivates you to start in, or what motivated you to start investing in startups or in early stage ventures? Were there any specific goals or experiences you hope, you thought that you will gain from this investing experience?
So I wanted to break this entire question into two portions. One is a
Mhm.
motivation, and second is, what eventually, initially in my career, what has happened that lead to this investing journey. So I read one book called Rich Dad Poor Dad of Robert Kiyosaki in a very early on in my life, and they that book suggests four quadrants. The first quadrant is an employee quadrant, second quadrant is a self-employed, and third is an entrepreneur or a businessman quadrant, and a fourth quadrant is an investor quadrant. And I was very clear that I have to travel this journey. I was a corporate employee for 4 years. I was a corporate employee. Then, as a chartered accountant practicing, I started my self-employed journey. Then I started multiple businesses and become an entrepreneur. And then eventually, I realized that I now have to travel a journey of an investor. That's one thing
True.
where from it started. And then when we go back, because investor is a generic term, and somebody investing in a real estate can also be an investor. Somebody investing in a
Absolutely.
listed equity can also be an investor. Why
True.
startup? Why startup
Absolutely.
investing? I think that
Absolutely.
was very important. And that comes from an active investment thought process. I personally feel that the kind of contribution you can make in the ecosystem, in the economy, or in the lives of the people by investing in startup, no other asset class has that opportunity. If you are into a listed space, you buy X share, sell X share, it's more trading between two investors. Or if you are buying a gold, nobody is benefited out of that. If you are a real estate investor, after a point of time, if you wanted to use a real estate for your office or home or something else, that's okay. But apart from that, it is not a very productive investment. But whereas when you invest in startups, that money directly goes in economy. The money is utilized for the hiring of people, technology, other things. So I was very clear that I wanted to make money. I want to be an investor, but investor from a way where my profit to passion, passion to purpose journey fulfills.
Very nice, sir. And I think Robert T. Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, is also my reason to start a journey into entrepreneurship. I remember reading that book almost 2 decades ago in 2004. And of course, I had a very good corporate life as well, corporate journey as well, before it got a break on, in October 2013 when I lost my job due to recession and the company couldn't afford my highest salary, which I was drawing at that point in time. So, and I think one of the important aspect is what you mentioned about is real estate. Real estate was one area where I had actually made 10 investments. And it was such a situation that I actually had a net worth of more than 3 crores, but I was literally striving, finding it difficult to make my daily expenses meet because everything was going into EMIs. And when I lost my job, all this became such a huge burden and difficult for me to really, figure out what needs to be done. So that's the time, even though I started investing in real estate because of Robert Kiyosaki's perspective, but I think I took it little very futuristic thinking that job will always remain. So I will be able to clear off that debt very soon, but that doesn't happen. And that is why, uh, investing very carefully, especially in real estate, is very, very important because it's not a small ticket investment. It's a high ticket investment and the liquidity is pretty difficult out there. So thank you so much for sharing your experience out there. Now, I'll just move to another question, a little bit different perspective. What is your expected time horizon for achieving your financial freedom goals? And I'm talking from a more personalized goals out here. And what milestones are you kind of aiming for along the way for yourself?
So to be very honest with you, it can number can differ.
Yeah, of course.
If I can say right now, also I'm financially free and have a liberty to do whatever I wanted to do. But if I wanted to talk to people about it, there are three stages. There are three ways in which you should be investing. One is, as we were talking about the real estate, and you wanted to generate a passive income of rent. That's the one thing, that you should be always investing in certain asset classes which has either a rent or an interest or a dividend, that kind of an asset class. Then you have a business where from you get a regular cash flows. It can be your any business which has a regular cash flow. And then third asset class, which is startup asset class, where you get a wealth, where probably there'll be no cash flow, there'll be no monthly kind of a money which will be coming, but it will be more of a wealth, and you invest for at least 4 to 5 years or 7 years origin. That's the way it looks at. So I am very clear that you need to have a basket of all the three. You need to have a passive income also, you need to have an active income also, and you need to have an asset class which generates future wealth also. So when it comes to me, I have done that way, that I have assets which generates all the three: wealth in the future, current active income where I have to work, I have to participate, I give my time, and the passive income also.
Thank you so much, Gaurav. I think it is very, very important that everybody defines. I always tell this, 3 stages perspective. And I think unless you clear those 3 stages, your journey towards $1 billion dream and or even becoming a billionaire is not going to be, fulfilled out there, because we have only 33 and 3,311 billionaires in the world, while there are millions of millionaires out there. So frankly speaking, the value of a millionaire is also not very good at this point in time because there are so many millionaires out there. Uh, and I think the first thing is that anybody has to become a job free from that person. This is my personal opinion. And second, they have to get into debt free model, because unless you are debt free, you will frankly not be able to come out of various other
100%.
aspects of your problem. And the third journey is called financially free. Now when it comes to financial freedom, as Robert Kiyosaki always mentions, the difference between being rich and being wealthy is that wealthy person keeps getting money into his or her bank account even if they don't work. And I think that is the real financial freedom is all about, which uh, I think personally that startups is the only area where it can give those benefits, because Facebook first investor who was a co-founder in PayPal also, has invested $500,000, and he eventually gained 1000x plus returns in 8 to 10 years time, wherein he has actually sold only one third of his shares, and and actually made 1000x plus returns, keeping the two-third shares still into the Facebook out there. But let's come back to the startup evaluation process a little bit. What I would like to understand is, what is your due diligence process when considering an investment? And when you talk about, I think you've already mentioned about your portfolio diversification, but still, do you think that you are kind of how do you manage or balance out the risk associated with the startups investments out there?
No, so one thing is very clear that certainly the when you talk of a due diligence, certainly there is a FDD, which is a financial due diligence, and the legal due diligence takes place. But I think more than that, sometimes you have to go deep into company's entire value system. That what kind of a value system that founder has, whether is he's the person who can really deliver what he's committing, number one, and then he is going to be in the times to come, in times of joy, where when he's getting very good business, or in the times of worry where he's no having no money, how he's going to be behaving. I think that's also a part of the due diligence, because when because in a startup investing, these are not the only numbers, because you have not the PAT or EBITDA or the quarter on quarter things which are available. But eventually you get that. I'm talking of a very early stage investing. Certainly after a 2 to 3 years or 4 years, certainly all of that is available, and eventually you have to evaluate that also. So we are not a sector specific investors. We certainly wanted to allocate our capital into multiple sectors, number one. Number two, when it comes to allocation of the capital, I wanted to be at a multi stage also. What is multi stage? That wanted to put some money in the very early on, which is the very early stage seed stage companies also. Wanted to invest in some money in the series A stage also, and certain money at the series A or B level also. So wanted to be at a stage diversified also, wanted to be a sector diversified also, and that's the way we wanted to take that. And when it comes to diligence, certainly there are long ways to do. We have a very large team of people, legal team, which takes care of the legal and financial due diligence basically.
Very good, sir. One more question related to, I think a lot of people, especially angel or the people who want to enter into startups, they don't even know the difference between a seed capital, angel investment, pre-series A, series A, and series B, the stages which you just mentioned about. So if you could just throw some light on that for the benefit of our listeners.
So pre-seed is when the idea is just there and somebody wanted to work on that idea. The product is still not ready and they have not gone to the market, or nothing of that has happened. It's a pre-seed stage. Seed is somewhere where you have got the product right. Now you wanted to go in the market. It's more of a money which you wanted to use for go-to-market strategy. And then eventually, the series are depending upon next level, next to next level. There is absolutely no defined way where which it tells. Earlier, the seed was less than 5 crores in India. Then it has gone up, and now series A starts with 100 crore also, and it goes up till 500 crore also, depending upon the stage of the company. So that's the way. But yeah, for the benefit of the people, there is a pre-seed stage where friends, family invest. Then there is a seed where normally accelerator programs or a very early on investors come, and then a pre-series A where a structured investors kind of people come and angel networks come, and then series A and onwards all the VCs come. So and then when you go all above that, maybe D or E, then the private equity player comes.
Got it. Thank you so much, Gaurav, for explaining that. And one more question, and probably we'll just limit it to this level at this point in time. In terms of startup investing, there will always be something to learn, and I think it's true for every field. While you have got such a fabulous experience of more than, I think, 2 decades now in terms of startup investing, but I'm sure the way now you're moving across the globe to work with the various set of investors. What is your way of upskilling yourself as an investor even at this stage, and how do you kind of network with the more experienced investors or maybe venture capitalists or maybe billionaires out there?
So I think you will have to travel to places. Number one, you have to attend the relevant events. Now, fortunately, across world there are so many good events happen where right set of investors come. Sometimes you have to reach out to them in person also via LinkedIn. Also, you have to reach out. They have to take their time. That's the only way. So event is one place, and second is reaching out to people on the LinkedIn and taking their individual time is the way we learn from people. And I think there's a continuous journey. I can tell you, at any stage of life, learning doesn't stop, and we need to really learn from people. And I suggest each and everyone, in VC world, networking is a very important skill. Very important skill. You can't grow to a very larger height without having a proper networking or attending to a right events where the right set of people are coming.
Thank you so much. And I think one last question. This is more towards a personal front, because working towards a startup investments, moving around the world, attending the events, working with the startups to help them grow is not going to be easy. And so how do you balance your, while you're working, you said you're already financially free, but still you're helping others to become financially free, or maybe, helping entrepreneurs and even investors, turning millionaires into billionaires. How do you manage your, lifestyle, with respect to work-life balance? And, make it very, very specific choices. What do you take to support your financial and as well as personal goals?
So, Mr. Jain, number one thing is that I do not believe in balance, kind of a thing, because this is a myth. It doesn't happen. Work-life balance. I am somebody who is a propagator of a harmony. I personally feel that there has to be an harmony. If you are giving, it doesn't work that way. That if you are giving 12 hours to your business, then you need to give 12 hours to your family. It doesn't work that way. I personally feel that if you like something, your family should be also in harmony with that kind of a thing. And the more important thing, you should bring that kind of an understanding with your wife, with your kids, with your parents, that they also appreciate that. If you are traveling almost about 15 days in a month, or maybe maybe multiple other places you are going, that should not hamper your family or a business, family life per se. It should be more of a harmony where they also feel, yes, you are excited about it, you are passionate about it, and they should be also be aligned to that. Number one. Number two, certainly you should give a quality time. I'm not a strong propagator of giving a quantity time. I'm somebody who's a strong propagator of a quality time. I personally feel that if you stay 2 hours in family, then it should be a distraction less. It should be completely 2 hours for the family. You should be, staying with them, talking to them, understanding that kind of a thing. I'm somebody who takes almost 12 holidays in a year.
Oh,
I every month go on a holiday for 3 days, 4 days. I take out that time, and so it's a very different way of managing this. I'm not somebody who wanted to be constantly in pressure of that work-life balance. I'm somebody who wanted to be free from that, and wanted to enjoy and celebrate in a different way.
so basically, you actually split your personal and professional life very differently. And when you are into your profession, you're 100%, 100% into your professional life. And when you are into your personal life, which you mentioned, 12 holidays in a year, every month when you go with your family, those 3 or 4 days are only for the family, no work at all.
Yes.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Gaurav, for being here. And I think people like you are definitely helping us to transform India into a self-sustainable, environmental friendly, and financially independent economy, leading to zero unemployment and net zero. And this is what, which we are trying to bring in this series of billion-dollar dream as part of 21 Minutes Bringle Talks, for more and more investors, retail and angel investors, to come and invest in the startups. And I think Gaurav also has a lot of opportunities with his organizations like WFC, EvolveX, and now Invest.com, and Avinya Ventures. And there are, I think, multiple ventures he's been part of. So, apart from that, I just want to thank each of you for being a part of this momentous occasion. Stay with us. to as we unfold the exciting opportunities and possibilities and bring many more eminent speakers like Gaurav that which will help you to fund the next 100 unicorns of India. And this fund, DYU NFT $1 billion fund, is the lowest ticket size which comes with principal protection and easy liquidity options and much more in store for you. So get ready to book a ticket to multi-trillion-dollar economy as you embark on your journey of funding the next 100 unicorns of India. And let's together shape the Indian financial destiny and work towards the we took our financial freedom pledge on 15th August 2021, and since then we've been working towards this initiative called Sone Ki Chidiya Ko Jagao, or Awakening the Golden Bird, which is also in the form of a book which covers all the 17 SDGs of the United Nations. But together, let's design a future where our financial aspiration knows no boundaries, and we will be able to realize our billion-dollar dream and fund the next 100 unicorns of India. Now, we are all gathered here now at working towards this initiative of Hero for Zero to help each and every citizen to identify their core competence and transform that into a leader so that they can inspire others, help them achieve, and motivate them to pass the baton on to others to transform themselves, eventually transforming the lives of their families, their state, their country, and eventually the world. Because we are one earth, one family, and we should have one future, and that future is golden. So, I had been a corporate professional for 2 decades, and then got into serial entrepreneurship for almost a decade now. Been into angel investor, working as an angel investor, investing in startups for last 5 years, and then now started this venture capital fund. The whole purpose of this series to start off is that we are actually celebrating my job loss month, which is October, and actually I'm completing 10 years of my job loss. It's a high paying job loss which I lost, and I have when I lost my job, I had so much of regret that what will happen, because I was full with I was almost having a $500,000 of debt with me, and I was not sure what to do with that. And today I'm living a debt free life. Yes, I'm not financially free like Gaurav at this point in time, but I'm sure I'll be financially free very, very soon. I am also not a billionaire out here. So just want to make sure that it is just an, perspective, or this is just an effort to support the investors or the people at different levels. Either they are, at a middle class level, how can we make them rich? How can we transform rich into wealthy individuals, and from, millionaires into billionaires out there? And that is the whole aspect, or the purpose of this series of $1 billion dream. We'll be bringing this out many more experts, or experienced venture capitalists, angel investors, even successful founders who have really achieved, or they're on the journey of achieving their $1 billion dreams out there. So in the wake of these inspiring stories and collective commitment to financial freedom, we find ourselves at the end of this momentous celebration of resilience and determination during the job loss month. As we reflect on the trials and triumphs that have brought us together, let us carry forward the spirit of unity and empowerment that has defined this gathering. Together, we have not only honored the challenges we have overcome, but also set our sights on a future that is guided by the unwavering pursuit of financial stability and independence. The pledge taken on 15th of August 2021 serves as a beacon of hope and a reminder of the collective strength that resides within each of us. As we depart from this event, let us continue to uplift and support one another on our individual journeys towards financial well-being. Let us remain steadfast in our commitment to turn obstacles into opportunities and challenges into triumphs. Together, let us build a tomorrow where every individual has the means and opportunity to thrive and prosper. Thank you for being a part of this $1 billion dream series, and please book your ticket to this multi-trillion-dollar economy as we embark on your journey of funding the next 100 unicorns of India with the lowest ticket size, principal protection, and easy liquidity options. Gaurav, with the last word, I would want you to give one single message to the investors out there, inspire them to invest in startups.
So for me, the investing in startup is again 3 Ps, because I love, decoding everything into that. So first, you have to be passionate about the ecosystem. You should be passionate about India. Number one. Number two, persistence. If you are investing in startups, you need to be persistent about it. You need to every year, every month, you need to be looking at this asset and investing continuously. Number three is patience. If you are if you are an angel investor, if you are an early stage investor, you need to be patient. This is the asset class which takes time. It may another, if you have invested today, it may take 4 years, 4 years, 3 years, 7 years to get the right result. So don't worry about that. So follow these three P's, and I think you are going to be a great investor. Thank you.
Wonderful. So I think these three P's can actually very well suit to your statement. Either you innovate or invest in innovation. So whether you are an entrepreneur trying to innovate something, these P's, three P's, passion, perseverance, and patience.
Patience.
And it is also equivalent to an angel investor as well, because I think it is not just about being an investor. You have to be investpreneur. You have to have that entrepreneurial mindset in you to even become an investor. So thank you so much, Gaurav, for spending your valuable time with us and sharing such a valuable insights. May the spirit of determination and solidarity guide us as we move forward into bright and promising horizon that awaits us all. With gratitude and best wishes for a prosperous future, let's speak loud. Jagao, jagao, har ghar tiranga ke saath, हर घर सोने की चिड़िया को जगाओ. Awakening the golden bird hidden inside each of you. Keep bringing, keep growing, and keep spreading the Bringle Dream wave. Thank you so much.